What's good, y'all? It's your boy Cozy Boy Don, man. We back again with another video, and today we finna discuss what's going on in the world of college basketball, what prospects we need to be watching, what games is coming up now, what we've seen already within the first week and a half, and we gonna do everything related to college basketball. We gonna dip our toe in the G League water, you feel me? See what the Ignite talking about, and discuss them a little bit. So, if you like college basketball, if you like the NBA, if you like basketball in general, I encourage you to go ahead and hit the sub button, because that's what we do over here. Hoop, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody that's been subbing recently over the past few weeks. We hit 100 subs. Give a round of applause. Like clap. I appreciate every single one of y'all, really from the bottom of my heart. I genuinely appreciate everybody watching and subbing, liking videos. If you sharing them, I appreciate that as well. Without further ado, we're going to get straight into it, man. Let's get it. Let's go. So, we finna start off with some of the high-profile prospects, because that's what we start off with, and then we stay for the sleepers at night. You feel me? So, first, we're going to talk about my boy Paolo Banchero. I don't know if it's Banchero. They say Banchero at the game, so I'm going to say Banchero, you know what I'm saying? Paolo has been impressive so far, man. He showed his skill level as well as his physicality so far. He's averaging about 17 points a game with 8.5 rebounds, shooting nice percentage, you know what I'm saying? He's been really nice so far, you know. For Duke, they had a top 10 matchup first game at the Garden against Kentucky. He showed his skill. He showed his catch the ball, jab, hook, pump. And the thing that's been impressive to me the most is his skill level. Like, watching high school, watching highlights and things like that, especially the way that popular players on the internet are portrayed, they're portrayed to be like the best player ever. So when they get to college, it's always good to see what they actually look like in the flow of an actual game instead of just highlights and things like that, or a mixtape. So watching him for the first time, it was impressive, bro. It was like, okay, he's 6'10". First of all, he's 6'10". He's about 250, 245, 250, so he's not a small guy by any means. And then the skill level that he has, especially his ball skills, like the ability to dribble the ball, be able to break defenders off. Like, he was breaking defenders off, bro. Catch it, jab, in and out, you hezzy, pull up, everything. He had it, so he had it all. To have that at 19 years old, you know what I'm saying, it's really been impressive to me so far. And they got a big time matchup coming up next Friday, so we're going to see what they're really talking about. And right now, it's just the first look, so it's not going to be something that's going to take too long. I don't have too much to say because they've only played at the max 4 games. Paolo's played 4 games. They won all 4, and they looked impressive. So, moving on from Paolo, we're going to go down to Chet Holmgren. Chet. Now, they played about 3 games. They played a top 5 matchup already, too. They played 3 games. And Chet, stat-wise, he hasn't been as impressive. First game, he had every single stat you could think of. He had like 14 points, 16 rebounds, 6 blocks, 6 assists, 3 steals. He was doing everything out there. But it was against Dixie State. Dixie State? Have you heard of Dixie State? It sounds like a TV show college, so no. They played against Texas last Saturday, and he only had 2 points. And this doesn't really mean anything to me because you're not looking at him right now to be the most physically dominant, or because big men are more so physically dominant, right? When you think of the big men of the last draft, you think of Evan Mobley. Even though Evan Mobley's slight of build, he's not as skinny as Chet, right? Evan Mobley was dominant defensively. His instincts are crazy, and Chet has a little bit of that in him, but I don't expect him to have the greatest stats in the world. He still has to be able to adjust to the physicality of the NCAA as well, going up to that higher level with guys who are going to try to body him. Teams are going to try to body him and bully him. So it's going to be interesting to see how he grows going throughout the season. And admittedly, I'm not too high on Chet. He is very talented though, so don't get it twisted. He's still a top 3, top 2. If he's your one, he's your one, but he's a top 3 prospect to me. But the next guy is my number 2. Not now. Lock it down for show as of right now. Jabari Smith Jr. Jabari has been the person that's blown me away the most with his skill level. Like, going into it, admittedly I was late because I was working on NBA stuff, doing constantly NBA 2021 NBA draft. So I didn't know too much about Jabari Smith Jr. Now I know. Now I'm going to put a couple things on the screen that you're going to know now. Like, his ball skills are crazy. You know what I'm saying? He's able to handle the ball. You know what I'm saying? He can in and out you, behind the back you, tween, hezzy. He got that. He got nice shooting touch. He's probably the best shooting big man in this class, which isn't too much to say, but he can stretch his range out to the 3. He's got a nice touch around the basket and flip it over to the defensive side. Menace. That boy is a menace, bro. Like, he's already long as it is. His arms are probably longer than wherever I'm reaching. His legs long. He's 6'11", and he can move his feet. He's a fluid mover. Those are like keys to being a great defender. And he has the 1-2. He's got a little bit of dog in him, and it's gonna be interesting to see them grow as the games get harder. The SEC is finna have hella bump. We finna talk about some more SEC teams, you know what I'm saying, in a little bit, but they got hella bump, bro. Like a lot. And then we're gonna move on to some of the other prospects that's outside of the top 3. First, we're gonna talk about PBJ, Patrick Baldwin Jr. They just played tonight. They played Florida. He's at, if you don't know, he's at University of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, which is a mid-major Horizon League team. Think of Horizon League, I think of the old Butler teams with Gordon Hayward and what's bro name? He was in the NBA for a while. Shelvin Mack. Those teams. So he was on. That's the kind of conference they're in. Smaller school, but he plays for his dad. So that's pretty cool to know. Shooter, put the ball in the hole, and he's 6'10". Like, I don't know why I'm gonna keep saying this. His ball skills are elite. Like, he can put the ball on the floor, he can bring the ball up the floor, initiate the offense, and do things of that nature. But he can also score. He can post you up, he can shoot the tray, he can shoot the mid-range, he can break you down in ISO. So he's already pretty much a really probably out of the top 3-4, he's probably the most offensively versatile. Just because he can stretch his range out to 3, he can post you up, get to the lane, get by you, and he can knock down free throws. Going to a smaller school does present some challenges. You're not going to be on TV all the time. First of all, you're not going to be playing the best competition, so people are going to question who you're playing, and if you're getting good stats, who you're getting them against. But all in all, it doesn't really matter if you can hoop at an elite level. You can hoop. He's a McDonald's All-American for a reason, and hopefully they can continue their success. Well, they weren't successful tonight. They got their ass kicked. I ain't gonna hold you. Florida kicked their ass by like 40. And it wasn't pretty. After the first half, like after the first 3 minutes of the second half, the game was over. Book, closed, shut, get him out of here. But that team isn't all that good, but he's really good. So it's gonna be interesting to watch, see if they can get that team to the tournament. Probably not from what I saw tonight. I don't think so. But good prospect overall. Next, talking about Caleb Houstan. Caleb Houstan has been okay. And a lot of these guys have been okay. And I don't want to just go too deep, too far into it and be like, he sucks or they suck, because they played, like I said, the max 4 games. That's pretty much it. Caleb Houstan had a bad game in his last game against Seton Hall, but in the other games, he did what I expected him to do. He was on the same Montverde team he was the 5th starter in that lineup with Cade, Scotty Barnes, Day'Ron Sharpe, and who else was on that team? It was Cade, Scotty Barnes, Day'Ron Sharpe, Caleb Houstan, and I'm forgetting who the 5th person is, bro. They got drafted too. Why am I forgetting the name? Oh, Moses Moody. Moses. Yeah, Moses. Now I'm fucking it up. Moses Moody. So he was a part of that team. And what his role is what his role is at Michigan. Michigan is a really good team already. They still got some veterans from last year. Hunter Dickinson is the best player on that team. But his role, make quick decisions. Shoot the ball well. Play defense. Run the floor. Be an effort guy. Be the guy that's the glue. The connector. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like as the season goes along, he's gonna master that role because he's a really good player. He's really smart. He makes good decisions. He's a bit limited as a creator on his own. Like, he can't really create shots for himself because he doesn't have that skill right now. But there's nothing wrong with that. He's still an elite shot maker. He can shoot the skin off the ball. He can defend, and he's just a high IQ player that makes good decisions. Moving on from those top 5, top 6, top 7 guys, we're going to dip our toe into the G League war and talk about Jaden Hardy. I was about to say Jalen Hardy. It's Jaden Hardy. And with the G League, I want to give a preface to anybody that's judging the G League prospects. If you can't watch the games, you should be able to watch the games because they're all available. If you go to like the NBAGleague.com, you can find them. Or if you know what I'm saying, Jerry rigged something together with a stream or on this platform, you can find it if you really want to. But in the G League, I wanna temper expectations because these players are not gonna come in and be averaging 25, 30 points a game. Not gonna happen. That's not what they do. They're gonna come in, average maybe 15, 16, 17. It might be inefficient. They might not look the best, but they're going up against a level of competition that is a little bit better than the players in college. You know what I'm saying? Because you have college stars. You have players that are at NBA level, but just either they're coming back from injury, trying to make their way into the league because the league is ultra talented. People may have been hurt. They probably didn't get a shot to. And people are down there are hungry. Like, they're hungry. And I watched 3 of their games this morning. That team is not going to win a lot of games. They're not going to win a lot of games at all. But speaking on Jalen Hardy, why do I keep wanting to say Jalen? It's Jaden Hardy. Speaking on Jaden Hardy, they played a back-to-back against the Agua Caliente Clippers with Brandon Boston, Keon Johnson. Serge Ibaka played in the second game. So, talented team. Moses Wright, Jay Scrub. A lot of good players. George King was really good. But first game, Jaden Hardy came out on fire. First quarter, 14 points. 14 of them things in the first quarter. Hitting threes, creating shots for himself, getting to the free throw line, doing his thug thizzle. Now, he finished the game with 23 points. So he only had 9 more than in the first quarter. So he kind of ran out of gas. And once the defense kind of shifts their attention to you, you have to be able to learn how to still score, but at the same time, you still got to be able to get your teammates involved. And that's why I think his biggest area of improvement has to be, which is creating for his teammates. Shot selection as well has to be there and finishing at the rim. Those are the 3 things I want to see from him grow as the season goes along, because the G League season is more so it's kind of like a baby NBA. The NBA season is 82 games. If you go to college, the max amount of games you might play is 40, maybe 41, 42. That's half of the NBA season. So you're going to have to dig in on them back-to-backs. You're going to have to dig in on the scouting reporters on you, and you're going to have to guard some of the best of the best. So tempering expectations for G League prospects is a must, in my opinion. Moving outside of some of those guys that I've seen so far, I want to talk about some other guys who I think are sneaky. We're not really sneaky. Jaden Ivey is not sneaky. Another Jaden. It's crazy. Last year it was Jalen. Now it's Jaden's. Jaden Ivey is a second-year player. He really impressed me over the summer with the USA 19 and under team that won the gold medal. He's a bouncy combo guard who could put the ball in the hole, play defense, has a nice little shot. And it's going to be interesting to see how he grows as well as the season goes along, being the main guy on that team. Who else do I think is a sleeper? Who else do I think you should watch? Kennedy Chandler. Kennedy Chandler has been really, really good for Tennessee so far. He's been shooting the leather off the ball. He's been pushing the pace, playing defense, and being the leader. Rick Barnes, coach for the Tennessee Volunteers. If you don't know, Rick Barnes coached the likes of KD and all of those guys that came out of Texas, DJ Augustine, people like that. He coached them. So he's the coach of Tennessee. And it's a big contrast from their team last year. Their team last year was a slow it down, boring team. I hated watching them play. I could barely watch them play. When they lost in the tournament, I was kind of happy because I don't like the way they played last year. But this year, they're picking up the pace, shooting a little bit more threes, getting out and running. And that's probably because it caters to Kennedy Chandler. Kennedy Chandler's a 5-star recruit, and you're going to give him the keys right away. And he's been hooping. But they haven't been playing anybody. And this leads me into our first matchup that I'm ready to watch. Saturday. I'm not remember what time this game comes on, but they play Villanova. Villanova is a tough team. They came off of a top 5 loss earlier last week against UCLA. UCLA is a top 2 team. They have 2 to 3 draft prospects. Peyton Watson. You should watch out for Johnny Juzang. If you didn't watch the tournament last year, you should get to know Johnny Juzang, as well as Jaime Jaquez. Jaime Jaquez is a skilled dog-like mentality 4-3 guy. Tiger Campbell is also really good. I don't think he's a draft prospect as of right now, but Tiger Campbell, I like Tiger Campbell. He plays defense. He runs the team. He makes good decisions. He's your classic college basketball point guard. It's going to be there all 4 years and just be a legend on that campus. And Villanova has a lot of those guys as well. Villanova has guys like Justin Moore, Colin Gillespie, Brandon Slater, and guys like that. They're top 3. Those are top 3. They're all upperclassmen, all really good, all really skilled, all experienced, know what they're doing. So it's going to be interesting to see what Kennedy Chandler does when he runs up against them. Next up on the docket. Also, on that same Saturday, it's part of like the same little tournament, all that kind of stuff. We got number 18 UNC with Caleb Love. Caleb Love is another prospect you should watch out for. Lead guard, can score, pass, do things of that nature. Combo guard. Not really a defender, but somebody of the ilk of a guy like a Jaden Hardy, a Kennedy Chandler, those kind of guards. And they go up against Jaden Ivey in Purdue, number 6. That's going to be a great matchup, you know what I'm saying, of the guards. And I'm pretty sure Jaden's going to guard Caleb. And you know, I love when people take that personal, that challenge, and they like, I want to guard you, dog. I'm going to guard you. And it's going to be a battle all night long. That should be another good matchup going into next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, bruh. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. So, next Tuesday, right? Next Tuesday. Gonzaga. Duke. No, I'm sorry, Gonzaga. UCLA. 1, Gonzaga. Number 2, UCLA. UCLA already got their top 5 matchup win. We just discussed that. And Gonzaga got their top 5 matchup win. We're going to discuss that. They played Texas. Texas just got a new coach from Texas Tech, Chris Beard. Got a bunch of transfers, returning players, and things like that. And they went into Spokane and got their ass whooped. Drew Timme stuck his foot up their ass. 37 of them things. Him and Andrew Nembhard was like this from the jump. From the tip off. Pick and roll. Dump it down. Lay. Hook. Fade away. To the line. 37. He had 37 points. He's the best player in college basketball. Is he a great draft prospect? Probably not. But I don't care. He's a good college basketball player. He's the best college basketball player in the country right now. And they play UCLA, who I just described. It's going to be an interesting matchup. Him, Jaime Jaquez. How they going to guard Johnny Juzang. What Tiger Campbell's going to do. How they going to control the pace of the game. And they had an all-time great Final Four game last year. With Jalen Suggs hitting that epic half-court game winner. So, part 2 of that. Finna be fire. Flames. All that. Yeah. All that. Moving on to Wednesday, like I just talked about, Jabari Smith Jr., number 21 Auburn, going against number 23 UConn. You know what I'm saying? Number 23 UConn is a solid team. Don't know too much about him. I know who Andre Jackson is, though. Andre Jackson, bouncy. Boy, is that man bouncy. Battle for Atlantis. So that's another feast week tournament that we're gonna be locked in, tuned into, and we're gonna be watching to see who comes out on top. Now, moving on from that, we got the defending national champions, number 9 Baylor, going up against Arizona State. Arizona State has a draft prospect, Marcus Bagley. Yeah, Marcus Bagley. And Baylor has a few. You know what I'm saying? They got Matthew Meyer. I'm not remembering other bro name. I'm putting their names on the screen. I'm sorry for forgetting your names. There's a lot going on in my brain. There's a lot going on in my brain, bro. But they're a really good team. They're led by lead guards Adam Flagler, James Akinjo, and they got a couple sophomore guards that got experience from that last year's team that won the national championship. So they're going to be a perennial contender. Hopefully they match up against Auburn in that tournament. Lastly, for Wednesday, we got Memphis at Virginia Tech. Memphis is a star-studded team, not only from their coaching staff, which is Penny Hardaway is the head coach, and you got assistant coach Larry Brown, another assistant coach Rasheed Wallace, and you got Jalen Duren, and you got Emoni Bates. Emoni Bates is not a part of this draft class. He is too young. You have to be, I think it's you have to turn 19 the calendar year of this draft. So he doesn't turn 19 until 2023. So he can't be in the 2022 NBA draft class. But Jalen Duren can. Jalen Duren hasn't shown me anything special so far as of yet. So I don't have anything too much to say about him. But let's talk about Emoni for a second. Emoni has impressed me. Emoni has shown his skill. He can handle the ball pretty well. And credit to Penny Hardaway for putting the ball in bro hands, because he's a skinny guy. He's a small guy. He's not going to be a guy that you can put at the 3 or at the 4 right now at the college level. Just not physical or strong enough. And that's not a bad thing, because you know what it does? It helps him work on his guard skills. And that's what he's been doing. He's been getting by defenders. Oh my God, he's got potential to be an excellent playmaker, bro. An excellent dump off, get it to you. Also get my own bucket, though. He's been really impressive. I want to see how he grows throughout these next 2 years. I think he's going to stay at Memphis. There's no reason for him to go to Memphis. Get used to their system, play, be developed by them, and then just leave and go to the G League. That don't make sense to me. I think he's going to stay. But last game I'm going to talk about them. Get up out of here. Get out your face. Get out your ear. Next Friday, November 26th, we have the matchup that I want to see. Duke, Gonzaga. I don't ever remember it being this much bump at the beginning of the season in a long time, bro. Number 1 prospect, number 2 prospect, wherever you got them. Number 2, number 3, number 4, number 3. Paolo Banchero and Chet Holmgren. We're going to see where they at. We're going to see what's going on, because the matchups are crazy. And I didn't mention this at the beginning. I'm sorry I didn't. But Duke, opening night Champions Classic. Trevor Keels, you know what I'm saying? The NV, you know what I'm saying? PG County to be specific, you know what I'm saying? Stole the show. Yeah, 27? Locked up Ty Washington. And I was really impressed more so by his defense. If you want to, I'm going to throw a clip probably from the podcast that me and my boy did last week. Talking about this, because I think Trevor Keels is really good. He could put the ball in the hole. He's big, he's strong, he could get to the rim, he could shoot, he could do things that Duke needs. Duke was lacking like an elite scorer, and that's what he is. He can fill the ball, he can put the ball in the hole, he can fill it up, he can do everything like that. But I wasn't expecting him to play defense like that, and he spearheaded the defensive attack. He brought that intensity, that energy, that dog mentality. So big shout out to Trevor Keels. Big shout out to Wendell Moore too, 3rd-year player getting this stud this along. But other than that, man, I'm finna wrap this up. If you enjoy, go ahead and leave a like, comment down below who you think are some sleeper prospects. You know what I'm saying? I got other names in the bank, you know what I'm saying, like J.D. Davison. Who else did I not mention? John Montero. I haven't watched any Overtime Elite. I'm skeptical of Overtime Elite. I don't know what's going on over there. But, like I said, I'm going to wrap this up and get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Another video coming out Sunday. We finna drop that on Sunday. NBA related. So be tuned. Be ready for that. Other than that, man, thanks for getting cozy with your boy Don, man. Until next time, peace.